Hello, welcome back to another DIY video. Before we get started, make sure you give me the thumbs up to help with the YouTube algorithm. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel on the bottom right hand corner. And we're going to be doing an oil change on this 2016 Honda Civic. This is the 10th generation, so I believe it's 2016 all the way up to 2020. Let's get started. So we're about to get started here in just a moment. I am going to go over some tools you'll need here. Starting from left to right, obviously you're going to need these little wheel ramps unless you want to use a floor jack. But starting from left to right, this right here is going to obviously be a funnel, torque wrench, ratchet right here with the oil filter removal tool, an extension, gloves. These are going to be some bits right here. I don't know what it is exactly. I think it's a 13 millimeter, but I actually don't remember off the top of my head. Oil filter, and that's the oil choice I'm going with, 0W20. I think it's about 4.5. Here is the oil filter I'm going with. It is an OEM. There's the part number in the frame. And of course, make sure you always change your crush washer. Alright. Quick update. You need obviously some type of oil catch can. I forgot to put that here a moment ago. So you want to get your car up to operating temperature. This is obviously the setup I have right here. I just rode it right up on the wheel ramps and then put it in park and then engage your e-brake. From the driver's side, let's go to the front. From the front of the car, right where the little H is, just look straight up. It's like that right there. And put the camera down. Let me put the camera down. This is where the little hood stand is. It was right here. Alright, so from the top, that's the oil we went with, 0W20. Just crack that loose, let it breathe. You just crack it kind of like that. And dipstick right here. I usually just pull it up like that. I'm actually going to pull it all the way out, but I need to put the camera down. So now from the front of the car, we're going to go under it. You'll notice that little skid plate covering piece. It's aluminum. We're going to be just removing this. There's tabs right along the side, right there. That's just going to be a Flatblade screwdriver. And there's going to be 4 fasteners up here that are just a Phillips head. Let me try to find the best camera angle and I'll get started. Alright. I think this is the best camera angle. Hopefully you will agree. Looks like it's missing a little nut right there. Not a big deal. Alright. Put this off to the side. So, righty tighty, lefty loosey. You can actually take all of them off because it's held on by, well, I'll show you in a moment. So now that I got all those off, this should just slide. Watch this. Alright. Now if you look at this fastener, I'll try to show it in the frame. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. And again, once you get that little aluminum piece off, it just slides that way like a little shelf. It's held on by these little tabs right here. And it's very light, so it shouldn't be an issue. Alright, so I'm going to try to go in even closer. Honda makes it super easy for DIY individuals. Can't tell if you can see in the frame, but that even says engine oil. There's really no way for you to mess this up. Well, there's actually always a way, but anyways, this is a 17 millimeter nut. The oil filter is right above it. And I'm going to be changing my filming angle here in a moment so that you can get a better view of it. As far as the filming angle, I'm going to switch over to the driver's side so you can actually see what I'm doing. So that is the nut we're going to be cracking loose. There's like this blue gunk on it. And then the oil filter is to the left. So I'm going to put the camera down so you can see it better here. trying to best position it so I don't make a mess. And it's probably going to be very hot. I usually apply pressure on it right until the end, so you can quickly pull it out. Just like that. So while we're waiting for that to slow drip to a finish, I'm going to turn this over here. I'm going to go ahead and take off the oil filter. I like these little claw oil filter removals because they're pretty universal. Just trying to get it loose enough, and then you can take it off by hand. That kind of made a mess. Let that drip. Of course, once you get off the oil filter, you might as well take a moment to clean up that mating surface right here. Just make sure there's no rubber gasket on there or anything. And of course, you can use brake cleaner just to clean off any of the residue everywhere else. So I'm gonna go ahead and go prep my oil filter and get it installed. Again, here's the Honda OEM part number for your oil filter. I'm going to go ahead and take off the shrink wrap on it. Just get a thin layer of oil and rub it on the O-ring gasket and then reinstall it. Okay, so I'm reinstalling the oil filter. This is the new one. Make sure it seats properly before you start cranking it on there. You don't want to destroy the threads on the housing. Should go on there pretty easy though. Now you just want to make sure it seats, and then just give it a little bit more. If you're gonna torque this down to factory spec, it is 16 foot-pounds. But again, you don't want to crush it on there. That's good. All right, so all I'm doing right now is prepping my drain bolt. It looks like whoever did the oil change before put some type of sealant material on it, so you'll notice that there's a crush washer on there. You just want to separate it so you don't double it up, because we already have a new crush washer. Yeah. Well, you can see it in the frame. I don't think I need to film this part. I'm just going to take this off. Oh, there you go. So take that off. I have to get some pliers. Took some finagling. I just bent this washer back and forth, and now we can actually just unscrew it. Okay. Now I'm going to clean up these threads a little bit with a wire brush and go put on our new crush washer. Well, there's the old, here's the new. I already cleaned it all up, took some brake cleaner to it. Looks like a new bolt. Now, torque wrench. One moment, just need to calibrate it real quick. Well, not calibrate it, but adjust it to the right torque setting, which it is 30. 29.99. Just a moment. A little bit of OCD right now. There it goes. 30. Alright, we're back under the car. Let me zoom in. It is to a slow drip. You heard the click. Alright, so we're back up top. Just going to use this funnel. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I like to use a funnel. I'm going to fill it up at 4.5. Crank it just to see where it stands on the dipstick, and then top it off as needed. Alright, so my levels and everything look great. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I gave it a crank. There's no leaks, which is good. You're going to do everything as far as the installation process with the aluminum pan in reverse. Wrapping up the video, make sure you give me that thumbs up to help with the YouTube algorithm. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel on the bottom right hand corner, and I'll see you on the next one.